Hey there! I want to talk to you today about a concept in Stuffology that is so important to how and why it works so successfully. And it is something that, God bless traditional clutter clearing and organizing methods, but this is something that is really left out of traditional models. And it is so important. So I want to share this with you in hopes that it will help inspire you and give you a different perspective around your relationship to your things in your space. So, in Stuffology, it is so common when we start thinking about our things, our stuff, our clutter, our organization, or our disorganization. We think of it more in terms of something that we have to handle in the way of tidying up and cleaning. And that right off the bat gets us set into a place of this is not going to be fun and I'm not going to like this. It puts it into the chore category, quite honestly. In Stuffology, we're going to turn that model upside down and think of it more in terms of not tidying up and cleaning, but more in the way of self-discovery and personal transformation. So if everything in your space represented a part of you who, where you've been, what life you've lived, what things you've done right, things you've done wrong, and they were all represented in your space, that is a completely different perspective to have than having to go clean up your garage or clean out the kitchen. It's a totally different scenario. It makes every area and space of your room a place of discovery and curiosity and wonder and like, oh my gosh, what's here? Instead of more of a drudgery. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to share with you. Why that's important is because when we embrace that perspective around Stuffology being about us and about finding out who we have been and where we have been in our lives, and then looking at all of our individual areas and all of our little micro things or large things, it becomes a totally different process of discernment around what we keep and hold on to and what we don't. And that can be really exciting. All right, before you get too excited though, here is the deal. It is so easy to get really excited about Stuffology and then overdo, all right? And so here is a concept that I want you to embrace, and please do not skip over this because it's so important to you building the Stuffology muscle and going back and to the different areas of your home and not on the front end trying it out and burning out because it started to bring up stuff that felt icky in you and then never going back to it. So here's how you do it. This exercise or this method is going to seem so rudimentary, but it's so important and it works. When you have zoned down or figured out a spot that you're going to work at in your home, and if you are wondering how to do that, go to a previous video of mine on my exercise called Roam Your Home. And if you need to find that, you can find it on my Facebook page or on my YouTube page. And start with that. Now, after you have found this one area that you've condensed down to a small piece you're going to work with, here is what you're going to do. Now, promise me you're not going to skip this part, okay? Because it's really important. You are going to pick a time in which you are going to work. You're going to containerize your time, and you are really going to commit to only staying within that time frame, because I guarantee you, you will start to feel as you release energy and as you get going in the Stuffology process, you might feel like you got this. This is good. Like yeah. And then we get going and we get going, and then we don't stop ourselves when we're actually feeling some levels of fatigue. And then by the time we do stop, we have a whole undoing, I was gonna say mess, it can be messy, around us and no gas left in the tank. That's what happens. You know what I'm talking about, right? So you take your space, you condense it down to a small area, like I talked about in my other Roam Your Home video, and then you get to pick a time that feels right to you. And I want you to go in and be like, how much time do I have right now? When you're getting started, it's like going to the gym and trying on a different class or a different routine than you've done before. You're not going to have the constitution to be able to really go super long, right? So take a time frame that makes sense to your body and to you, and that seems maybe like under what you think you might be able to do, because I want you to leave some gas in the tank to be able to complete out what you've started, all right? So for me, just a little tip on what I do, I use this thing called the Pomodoro method, and it works brilliantly for me. You can Google it, Pomodoro method, and it's a 52-minute on, 15-minute off thing. I don't really always do 52 minutes on, 52, and then some time off. I just say, okay, I'm going to take this project and I'm going to dedicate 52 minutes to it, and then I am going to hard stop. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to leave some gas in the tank. I want you to set a really realistic time for you. I recommend under 1 hour when you're getting started with Stuffology. And I want you to stop what you're doing at that time and give yourself a break. Go on a walk, go make a phone call, go get a snack or whatever. But that will give you and your body and your emotional state and your mental state a chance to recharge a little bit before you keep going through your Stuffology process. All right? Let me know how it goes. Hey, I'm also teaching some classes in April, 5 of them to be exact. NicoleKincaid.com, and then go to my blog, and I've posted my classes on there. They're all through eventbrite.com, and I would love to have you join me. See you soon.